At this very moment, the planet is experiencing one of the gentlest periods in its history. Sunlight filters through a canopy of trees 10,000 meters high, drenching a lush prehistoric wilderness in golden light. There are no concrete jungles here, no hum of human machinery, only the deep, rhythmic breathing of life itself. Welcome to the late Cretaceous period, 65 million years ago. This is an era of giants, a pinnacle dynasty that has evolved to absolute perfection. The air here is rich, with oxygen levels 30% higher than today, making every breath an infusion of pure energy. Dinosaurs have ruled this world for over 160 million years. By comparison, the entire history of the human race is but a fleeting blink of an eye. Yet, for this magnificent empire, the countdown has begun, and its remaining life is now measured in hours. In the dense wetlands of North America, a herd of Edmontosaurus grazes peacefully, their broad beaks sweeping through fern thickets like biological harvesters. Not far away, a Triceratops, weighing over 10 tons, emits a low, vibrating rumble, a warning from the alpha to any predator lurking in the shadows. This cycle of life has repeated for millions of generations. In their eyes, the world is eternal, stable, and unshakable. On the edge of the forest, an adult Tyrannosaurus rex slowly emerges. He possesses the most powerful bite force nature has ever devised, capable of crushing armored bone as easily as dry twigs. But right now, he is not hunting. He is standing guard near a nest, a tender side to a creature often seen only as a killing machine. He is a miracle of evolution, standing at the very top of the food chain. The golden light in his eyes is the proud totem of this age. He has no way of knowing that his keen senses, capable of detecting a heartbeat from miles away, cannot yet perceive the death warrant hurtling toward him from the darkness of deep space. The object, known to future history as the Chicxulub asteroid, is over 10 kilometers wide, roughly the size of Mount Everest. It did not appear out of nowhere. Perhaps it was a chance collision between Mars and Jupiter millions of years ago that kicked this rock, carrying the code for global extinction, into Earth's path. It has glided through the silent vacuum for eons, but now gravity has locked it in its sights. The asteroid has just touched the outermost edge of our atmosphere. Because it is traveling so fast, 20 times faster than a rifle bullet, the air in front of it cannot move out of the way. Instead, it is violently compressed. In less than a second, the temperature of the air above the impact site is heated to a point hotter than the surface of the sun. If you were standing on the ground looking up at that moment, you wouldn't see a shooting star. You would see the entire sky catch fire. A strange static electricity begins to make the wings of pterosaurs tingle, causing them to dive toward the ocean in confusion. On the ground, the dinosaurs feel a vibration coming from deep within the Earth's core. This is no ordinary tremor. It is the overture to a planetary shattering. The air begins to smell of ozone and scorched Earth as the upper atmosphere is ionized by the sheer friction of the intruder. It has arrived. The impact site is the Yucatan Peninsula in what we now call Mexico. At the moment of contact, hundreds of billions of tons of rock, seawater, and sediment are instantaneously vaporized. A crater nearly 200 kilometers wide tears open in the Earth's crust. The energy released is equivalent to 1 billion Hiroshima bombs detonating at once. Within a millisecond, every living thing within a 500-kilometer radius of the impact center is transformed from solid matter into plasma. Then comes the shock wave. A wall of compressed air moves out from the impact site at supersonic speeds. Forests are leveled like blades of grass. The massive bodies of dinosaurs are tossed into the air like feathers in a gale. Following the wind is a pulse of thermal radiation that ignites every piece of vegetation for thousands of miles. Even on the other side of the planet, survivors would feel the searing heat on their skin.
But the horror is only beginning. The debris thrown into space by the blast begins to fall back down under the pull of gravity. As these trillions of fragments re-enter the atmosphere, they act like micrometeors, turning the sky a natural lethal neon red. Each raindrop carries a temperature of over 1,000 degrees. The Earth is no longer a blue pearl. It is a furnace wrapped in a cage of fire. The impact has not just scarred the surface, it has triggered a global earthquake exceeding magnitude 11. This is a level of seismic fury humans have never experienced, powerful enough to collapse mountain ranges and turn the flow of great rivers backward. In the oceans, walls of water hundreds of meters high race toward the continents. The shallow seas that once sheltered countless aquatic species have now become the most terrifying kill zones on the planet. As the forests burn, the smoke carries sulfur and lethal toxic gases across the globe. The dinosaurs run blindly through the darkness, finding no sanctuary. The sky is red, the ground is red, and the very air they breathe is scorching their lungs. In the ruins of a burning swamp, a young T-Rex calls out for its mother, but the only response is the distant rhythmic roar of erupting volcanoes. The great war machines of the Cretaceous are now nothing more than tiny victims in a planetary execution. The end of the flames will eventually burn out, but the true face of death is only just beginning to smile. The soot and sulfur clouds thrown up by the impact and the fires have now shrouded the entire planet. Within days, the sun vanishes. Earth falls into a nuclear winter that will last for years. Photosynthesis stops completely. This is the final fatal blow to the dynasty. First, the plants wither. Then, the massive herbivores perish. For a creature weighing 30 tons, requiring hundreds of kilograms of food a day, the dead, dark wilderness offers nothing. Hunger becomes a crueler killer than fire. The predators wander the gloom, scavenging the last of the carcasses before they too collapse into the frozen mud. An evolutionary miracle that lasted over 100 million years is being snuffed out in the cold and the dark. But beneath the surface, there is still a pulse. In deep burrows and hidden crevices, some unlikely survivors are waiting. They are small, requiring very little energy to sustain themselves. They eat insects, roots, and decaying matter. They are our ancestors, the first mammals. In the embers of the dinosaur dynasty, they have taken the torch. And yet, did the dinosaurs truly vanish? No. When you look up and see a hawk slicing through the clouds, or when you hear the song of a sparrow in the morning, you are witnessing the last heirs of that ancient empire. Evolution never stopped, it simply changed its form. That world-shattering final moment was not the end of life itself, it was the violent, necessary birth of the world we inhabit today. From the T-Rex to the golden eagle, the dynasty continues. We are simply the newest witnesses to its eternal story.